Good morning, friends. Hello, hello. Hope you are having a glorious day on this sunny and beautiful and warming day here in the city. Have a little sailing mug up in honor of the start today of the Imaka race, the Vendée, New York, which is I think pretty exciting. The the Open 60 class of sailboats. If this means nothing to you, it's okay. We're just talking before, well, as I give folks an opportunity to come into the live stream. It's all right. But it's a sailboat. It's a sailboat race that I'm really enjoy following. It is this fall the Vendée Globe, this is a preparatory race for that, which is around the world alone in a open 60 class sailboat, which is just as fast as a sailboat will go, pretty much. So anyway, there are exciting days here in the all of that. If you're into that sort of thing, if you're not, that's okay too. Hey Jane, good morning. Hey Donna, glad you're here. Things are well for everybody. All right, good morning everyone. So, you're doing okay. All right, let's get going this morning. Hey Karen, good morning to you. Glad you're here. All right, friends, it is the 29th day of May on this Wednesday at 11:11, and I'm glad you're here and glad you're a part of this journey that wherever you find yourself, wherever you hear my voice, whatever you pop up with your little digital faces, I hope that you find yourself encouraged this day. Good morning. Hey, Rosalia, good morning to you. All right, friends, it is. I want to talk about this verse from Colossians. This is the letter to the church in Colossus, and so it is. It's this. It's Colossians 3:12. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. I think this is a little lovely uh, invitation to us about this notion about I'm just kind of this understanding of how we put on the values, how we put on the virtues that they can be like a little coat that we put on ourselves, that we share and that we adorn ourselves with, that we can actually put on patience, that it becomes something, maybe we put it on one day and it doesn't fit so well, maybe it's kind of tight, or maybe it's constricting, but you know what, that's okay. Maybe we put on kindness and it seems to chafe a little bit, but that's okay. That these notions, and all because of this idea that we are God's chosen people. And so I want to talk about this chosenness thing because a lot has been done with it over the years. I've particularly given our good friends the Calvinists and this notion of the elect and the chosen by God and those who have been chosen. In fact, if you one of the more famous series out there right now, you might be watching it, is The Chosen, which is the dramatizing of the Gospels and the Gospel stories and on into Acts, of the New Testament stories, of these dramatizations of what that was like, and it is called The Chosen because this notion of, here is Jesus kind of going around choosing the disciples, choosing the people of Israel, choosing the sense, this notion of what then does this mean? Because it has been used, and I think this is one of our little critiques of our friends, the Calvinists, is that it has been used to kind of create this in club, out club notion, right? that this notion that we have been that somehow, you in whatever way, whatever form, whatever manner, whatever tradition, whatever feeling state it brings to you, have been chosen by God, or God has chosen you. And all those other people, what he didn't do with all those other people? He didn't choose them. It's like you got picked first for the soccer team. Like you're the one who, you get to, you're the special boy or the special girl. And it has this way, this notion has this way of uh, of of hearkening in us, all the opposite things that this our good letter from to the church, our good letter to the church in Colossus seems to invite us to, where it invites us to compassion, it invites us to kindness and humility, and to put these things on. It invites us to gentleness and to patience, that we have been chosen. It allows us to put these things on, or it can just allow us to be like, oh, we're so much better than all those other people. So when we come into this reality, I want to see if we can pivot this a little bit today. That's my goal for us, is a lot has been done with this, and so the ability to maybe unpack it and kind of get down to another layer below all the things that have been stuffed on top of it, about how you're chosen by God. That must mean you have some sort of special status, or you're chosen by God. That's why you drive the nice car, or you have the you have the all the good things of life. But I think it's part of the illusion of our life, is this chosenness thing. And I do think it's where our our Calvinist friends kind of go a little off the rails, in the sense that this notion where we end up, that we think we have somehow, by virtue of being chosen, we then have been imbued with this special status and this special place, or we are the elect, and we get to be the ones for whom we've been given. But really, what this brings us to is and that what that allows us to do is then to be choosers ourselves, right? Because we are in a culture of choosing. I don't know if you've noticed it, but you go to the grocery store, there's a lot of different types of cereals. Like, there's a lot of different types of things. There are all these different choices we can make about things we can do, about shows we can watch, ways we'll adorn ourselves, hats we can wear, whatever you want to call it. Like, there's all these different choices to be made, and that we can choose all these different people we could associate with or we could not associate with, all these different ways, all these friends that we could make or not make, all the ways that we could shun some people, or we could choose, and that this notion that then it puts us, because we are so special and we are then chosen, in this position where we get to choose all these things. And so we get to be little gods. We get to be petty tyrants in our little world. And my suggestion to you is that this choosing that God has placed upon us, that invites us to put on the virtues, that invites us to put on the beautiful things of life, compassion and kindness and humility and gentleness and patience. It invites us to put those things on us, maybe even when they seek to constrain us, even though maybe when our belly pokes out a little bit, but we still put them on. That this invitation is that way, not because we have special status or because God has imbued something on it, but quite the opposite. But because what we think we get in all of the choosing of our lives is actually chosen for us. That we think we've met the person, that we love, and we've chosen that person. But just one stoplight on a wrong day, and you might never have met that person. One thing that we think that the way our health is the way it is because we are so good at tending ourselves, or we're caring for ourselves. But one simple trip down the stairs and our whole world can be undone. That we think the unfolding of our lives are somehow radically filled with our own agency, where we get to be the choosers, where rather than the receivers. But the reality is so much of our world, so much of our lives, almost all of our lives, has been orchestrated and chosen for us by the one who made us. I mean, think of the unfolding of our days and our lives. Maybe a way to understand it is to see what Lewis writes. C.S. Lewis writes this in his book called The Four Loves, where he's talking about friendship. And I want you to hear. I want to hear this, but hear it in this context of what we really end up choosing. Here's Lewis. In friendship, we think we have chosen our peers. In reality, a few years difference in dates of our birth, a few more miles between certain houses, the choice of one university instead of another, the accident of a topic being raised or not raised in a first meeting, any of these chances might have kept us apart. But for a Christian, there are, strictly speaking, no chances. A secret master of ceremonies has been at work. Christ, who said to the disciples, "You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you," can truly say to every group of Christian friends, "You have not chosen one another, but I have chosen you for one another." The friendship is not a reward for our discriminating in good taste in finding one another. It is the instrument by which God reveals to each of us the beauties of others. Now, this is Lewis's take on friendship, but I want to submit to you this is true of everything in our life. The secret master of ceremonies has been at work in our lives. The chooser of our circumstances and our places and our placement has been at work in our lives. And I'm not saying all the bad things that happen in the world have come directly to you from God, but that this existence, the air in your lungs and the heart that beats in your chest and the ability to respond in this moment, you have been placed in it. You have been chosen for it. Now, I don't know why and I don't know where. The elevator that you walk into, the person placed before you has been chosen for you. The guy that cut you off in traffic has been chosen for you. The moment that the person that you're standing in line with, the struggles that you have in whatever form, in whatever way, in the orchestration and the playing out of this world have in fact, because it's orchestrated in this world, have been chosen for you. Now, that's not saying everything's predestined. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Don't take that too far. But hear what I'm saying, that where you are placed in this world, the secret masters of ceremonies has been at work in it. And that doesn't mean every placement is perfect, everything is perfect. But that the invitation for us is to remember that strictly speaking there are no chances, and that what we often think is a reward or maybe a punishment because we've been such a good little boy or such a good little girl or such a bad little boy or such a bad little girl, or what we are deserving of or what we're not deserving of, somehow our taste is better because we're chosen, has actually been brought to us and been given to us and been placed to us. And that in the midst of that, in the midst of all that choosing, the very best we can do with it is to clothe ourselves, as the letter to the church in Colossus suggests, that we can clothe ourselves with compassion, even with ourselves when we're encountering our own devils. We can clothe ourselves in kindness for the people who infuriate ourselves. We can clothe ourselves in humility for the moment that we have right here and right now. And understanding that yeah, we might have done some things to get ourselves there. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But that the larger arc of this world, none of it has been placed by chance. That God has called you to the alligator of your moment to wrestle that baby down and make a set of shoes and belt and wallet. That the dragon of your day is for you to slay. That the tools for this, the method for this, the ways of that is for us holy and dearly loved. To start in our identity as holy and dearly loved. Clothe yourselves in compassion and kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And to bring those things to this moment. And to maybe hang up this idea, that we've made our bed, because more often than not we had little to do, and even then we had only in part to do with the bed that we find ourselves with. And even if we can trace it all back to our full responsibility, and we want to take all that on of us, it still does not inform the fact that that our heart still beats, and our lungs still fill with air, and our body still is in this world, and that in it we are still incarnate in this world, and that in it God wholly and dearly loves us and calls us to be chosen for this moment and this place and this hour and this time. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, let go of your chosenness, your special boy, special girl status, or maybe it's a horrible girl, horrible boy status. Let go of this construct of how you think you might have been or you think you might should be, and hold on to this way of how you have been placed by the one who loves you dearly, to put on these virtues, to put on these values, so that you may be loved all the more, so that you may bring that love which was placed in you and was given to you from before you were born into this world that so desperately needs it. That every elevator you walk on becomes a moment where you can bring that compassion and kindness and humility and gentleness and patience to bear. And every lion's den you walk in brings the same. Friends, my hope for you today is that you will recognize maybe your chosen status not as this, special accolade, but as this incredible gift placed before you with every heartbeat and every breath, to put on those grand and beautiful things, virtues that God has given you, both to save the world and save yourself. All right, peace and grace to you, my friends. We will pick it up tomorrow with another 1111.